Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a while since I have last spoken to yous. I think my last video was I think it was a 16 to 17 week pregnancy update, but I'm not too sure. But I'm back with an update from 18 weeks to 22 weeks, 23 weeks, and quite a lot has happened the last couple of weeks, to be fair. I haven't really been filming because I've got the little one at home because it's half term here and it's been really hot the last week or two, so I haven't even wanted to film, but I thought I'd give you a quick update and tell you what's been happening. So I'll start back from week 18. I started the week between 18 and 19. I went to my food shop and I was sick everywhere, and it was vile and it was disgusting and I was so embarrassed, and it really put me off doing any kind of shopping for a while, so I've been getting other people to do it. I don't know why I was sick. I just went really lightheaded and I threw up everywhere, but lately I have been able to shop, but when I have been shopping I've been sucking on sweets. Same in the car, sucking on sweets like mint and drinking water, and touch wood, it seems to be keeping it at bay. I still get feelings if I go on my phone on the phone, but other than that it's fine. So that's everything that happened at week 18 to 19. And then week 20 to 21 I had my anomaly scan that we get at the hospital, and it didn't go too well, to be fair. It really didn't. I went in there, it was a really hot day and I'd been in there for half an hour and it was quiet. They just must have been busy, but I got in there, done the scan, and he couldn't get the measurements. The only measurements he could get, and that was the head circumference and the stomach, and he could only see a lip and a foot. So that was all fun. He said that the baby's position and the fact that my placenta is anterior and it was covering her face, he couldn't see anything. But he did say that her placenta is over her and that it was a high placenta and I'd have to come back for another scan. He couldn't confirm gender. He goes, but he thinks it's a girl, but he couldn't 100% confirm it. He said that her stomach is a little bit high, is a little bit bigger than what they'd like at this point from what he could see, but he's not going to put that into account just yet until he gets the proper measurements next time on my next scan, and then that would be discussed at a later date. All it says here is that unable to complete anomaly scan due to fetal position, please rescan. So I didn't get no picture or anything, and I've come out a little bit defeated because obviously I didn't know when my next scan would be. But other than that, that week was fine. I didn't have no sickness, I didn't have no headaches. It was all past. It was going well. And then my week 21 to 22, no really new symptoms except for my heartburn. The heartburn is getting worse. I keep getting it. Look, before I'd only get it lying in bed, like at night, but now I'm getting it all throughout the day. It just comes out, it just comes in bouts now. So I've been taking Gaviscon. So if you have any suggestions on heartburn remedies or any medicine that helps, would be really appreciated, thank you. Her movements were starting to get into a routine. I would feel her in the morning and in the afternoon, mainly at night time when I was lying down in bed. But her movements were getting more, and I could feel them when I was walking about, and it weren't just when I was sitting down or laying flat. So that was all to update you on a 21 to 22 week. And then at 22 weeks I got my scan. I got another date for the scan, and the day that I was due my scan I had a bit of a scare. So it was a really hot day and I went to the toilet and I wiped and there was blood and I crapped my pants. I really did. So I called up my midwife and she told me to call up the maternity assessment unit, which is what I'd done. It was about 12, half 12. They told me to go straight in, which is what I'd done. I went there, I'd done a urine test, they checked my blood pressure and my pulse, and my pulse and blood pressure was high, but when I checked the babies was low. So they told me I had to wait until the doctor, and obviously to see why I was bleeding I'd have to do a speculum test or something. But that was okay. They made me drink lots of water and calm down. My blood pressure and my pulse was still really high. So they told me to wait for the doctor. I was waiting 4 hours for the doctor. But in the meantime, I already had a scan that was planned for that day. And it got to 5 o'clock and my scan wasn't until for another like half an hour, 45 minutes. But I got called for my scan. She done the scan, she got all the measurements that she needed, and the baby was fine and my placenta was fine. So that made me that gave me some reassurance, because I knew that the baby was okay. Her heartbeat had went back up again, so it was at a normal range, so that wasn't a concern anymore. My placenta was fine and it wasn't coming away like it could have been because of the bleeding. Her heart was normal, her vessels were all normal, and she was weighing 1 pound 1 ounce, whereas the previous scan she was 13 ounces, so she's going to be a little chunk. I have got extra growth scans. So yeah, she saw her moving, she saw the placenta and everything was normal, so that put me at ease. And this was the picture that we got. You can see her face, you can see her little belly. Her belly has gone back down, it wasn't a need to worry. This is where her placenta is, which is obviously covers her. When she put the probe thing onto my belly, she put it on and you could see her yawning and stretching, and then as soon as she realised what we was doing, she turned around again. But this time she did play ball, bless her. So yeah, everything in there for my scan anyway was fine. I went back out and the doctor called me pretty much straight away. He'd done all the tests and they pretty much told me that to expect bleeding throughout my rest of my pregnancy now because of my cyst, and they reckon that that's what it was, to do with the pressure of the cyst, or a cyst like popping. They also checked my blood pressure and they'd done infection tests, and I'm still waiting to hear back if there's any infections, but she did say if I don't hear anything it was fine. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it's not an infection and it's just one of them things. But she did say if I have more bleeding and it's like changes or I'm worried, to call up again and they'll do another check, because obviously bleeding can be quite dangerous. Check my blood pressure again and my blood pressure is still high. So she told me that she's not happy with this and she'd call up my doctors, which is what she obviously done. And then she just sent me home. She told me to relax and if I have any more concerns to call in, but she said everything with the baby is fine, so just keep on it. And thankfully now the bleeding has stopped. I've just got discharge, which discharge has been a lot for this pregnancy anyway, but that's all it is at the moment. And then the day after I was at the hospital, I got a phone call off my midwife. I have now got a new midwife, and she seems really nice, to be fair, from what she did on the phone. She said that they would like me to pick up a blood pressure machine and take my blood pressure at home. And with that, there's going to be a piece of paper that tells me when it gets too high to call the maternity assessment unit, just so they can keep a closer eye on me, which is fine. I've got to wait for a phone call so I can go and collect that, and then I can start doing that. And she also said because I haven't been seen and I'm high risk, she'd like to see me for an appointment. So I have an appointment with her face to face at 25 weeks at my local practice. So that would be nice, because obviously I have not had a face to face midwife appointment. And that's it. That's all I've really got to update you on. I think I'm not going to do weekly updates with these because not much is happening. Like probably during the end of my pregnancy I will, because things, they go especially as when I was speaking to the doctor at the hospital, they did say that if my blood pressure continues to be really high, it's a cause for concern, and I could be induced at from 35 weeks. which means if that is the case, I only have nearly 12 weeks left. So it's going really, really fast. We still have things to do here. I want to redecorate because, I don't know, I just want to redecorate. We want new flooring. Pretty much everything for baby is bought, other than like little bits like nappies and the baby milk, but I'm going to get that closer to the time. I will do a video of things that I have got, like the pushchair, the sleeping arrangements, and that kind of things. If that's what you want, I can do that as my next video, but I've decided I'm not going to do weekly videos. I'll probably do monthly videos, because in about a month's time I'm going to be in my 3rd trimester, so that's when things really start to happen, don't they, and when you start preparing more for baby, which will be fun. But I'll take you all along for the journey with me, and thank you for watching, and thank you for bearing with me through my time of absence, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. There. So my bump at 22 weeks, let me try and get the right perfect angle, is that it's gone quite high now, but it's getting there. I definitely 100% look pregnant now. I was going back from my baby pictures when I was pregnant with my first, and I was not this big with that one, so I'll include that in at the end for you because I completely forgot. So thank you.